Las Vegas, Robert Tejas, that is not him, that is one of the, that's the prosecutor, is poised to take the stand yet again, and we're waiting for them to come back from a break. When they do, he will be on redirect, and his testimony has been fascinating, to say the least. Narrative in form, combative at times, very colorful. So I can't wait to see what the redirect looks like. Let's go back into court as they get ready to get started.
Thank you very much. So, Ottawa was the property where you guys had some sort of disagreement about a valuation, right?
Yes, it was more a little bit of sour grapes on his end, but yeah, no, it wasn't, as far as I was concerned, a big deal.
Right. So, but when we heard kind of cross questions and testimony from Zach about there being this disagreement, Ottawa is the one that we're talking about, correct?
Ottawa's the one where he felt like he was cheated, but that wasn't the case.
Understood. And just publishing 388, this was kind of the licensing agreement to bring Zach Schilling on, correct?
Right.
And if we look here, oh, okay, it's showing up there. Zach Schilling is there. Sorry, this one was kind of cut off. 389 is a court order that establishes that the sale was approved for this Ottawa property, correct?
Yes, well, basically it's just this is the deed after the docs have been finalized, everything's done.
Understood. And publishing 390, we'll do it backwards, but that's like a check that got cut to Zach in relation to this property, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the date on this is 3/22 of 2021, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so despite this disagreement, isn't it true that the Public Administrator's Office continued to use Mr. Schilling for properties that you needed to have sold that came through the PA's office?
Yes, I never disputed that.
Okay. Well, I mean, we heard some testimony about like, oh, Zach didn't get a lot of business at Trail. I think Nicole may have said things like that, correct?
Right, and it's true that he actually had his business reduced, but I'll go into that.
Well, okay. So, but publishing 391. Oh, sorry. We're requesting that 391 through 396 be admitted to evidence.
I have an objection.
Thanks. So we've got here at 391 on June 8th of 2021. This is a deal with Zach, correct?
Right.
We've got another one here, 392, 612, another deal with Zach.
Right.
394, 716, another deal with Zach.
Yes, sir.
393, this is a 611 2021 deal with Zach.
Right.
Publishing 395, 814 2021, a deal with Zach.
Right.
Publishing 396, 10/6/21, another deal with Zach.
Right.
All post-dating the big disagreement, correct?
It, again, was not a big disagreement, and as far as I was concerned, and the issue that he truly has with me will come later, and I can discuss that.
Okay. The bottom line is money continued to flow from the Public Administrator's Office to Zach Schilling for the work on these houses, on these deals, correct?
Not nearly as much at a certain point, but yes.
My question
But yes.
is yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. All right. You mentioned you're a tech guy, right? A little bit of a techie?
I think you asked that before, yes.
Are you an Apple guy or a Google person? When it comes to phones, what are you?
Well, I have a Google phone.
Okay. We've seen this timeline, right? We've seen this timeline on publishing state 374. I want to turn your attention to this page. It's entries 23, 24, and 25. You covered these messages and calls from your wife on direct examination. Do you recall doing that?
Yes, sir.
I believe you had said that you were out walking around. You received this message, and then your wife called, and you just didn't want to get back to her. And that was kind of what happened with that. Is that correct?
Right, I was really close to home. I was going to walk in the door, so why? Or walk through the garage, I should say, and so why?
Right. And I think you said, honey, I'm home, right?
Something along those lines.
Because May was home at that time.
Right.
Okay. And that was just minutes later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So there wasn't any concern. It was just a picture of your daughter in this call. You were just going to take care of it, right?
Right.
Okay. Nothing else?
As far as like messages and things go, or?
Well, anything else you want to add to this, sir?
I don't think so.
Your wife doesn't have a Google phone, right? She have an Apple?
Yes.
And she, Apple's got all these crazy products. They've got what's the thing that you put on your wrist that kind of goes with your phone? What's that one called?
Some of the Apple Watch?
The Apple Watch. Does May have an Apple Watch?
She does.
Okay. Did you ever watch Steve Jobs' presentations when he would get up and say, just one more thing? You ever see him do that? And he drops like a new product or anything?
No.
Never seen that before? Okay. Well, let's take a look. I'm publishing I don't even know if I've shown this opposing counsel. This is just. May I approach the witness? Let the record reflect the showing opposing witness 378. States proposed 378. Those appear to be the messages that we're looking at in that timeline, sir. Okay, and on the back of this is the very image that she sent to you. Would that be correct?
Right.
And that's a fair and accurate depiction of that thumbnail, correct? It's a fair and accurate depiction of what's up there in that timeline, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. At this time, we ask permission to admit States 378.
No objection.
And you talked about these. I think you told us before on cross that these messages, they weren't hacked or anything like that from the police. Like these were the messages, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm now going to publish 378. So this message, if you could, please tell me what is the time. Oh, it's kind of cut up a little bit. What time is that message sent?
10:36 a.m.
Okay, on September the 2nd, is that
Correct.
right? Then we have this other little blurb. It doesn't actually have anything there, but what is the time on that?
10:36.
And then we have on this following page another message at 3:16. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's kind of talking about how much, she's selling some cards and making some money, something like that, correct?
Right.
And you immediately kind of respond within a minute to her at around 3 o'clock, correct?
Right.
But you don't do anything here, correct? Because it's just a random message and there's no need to, nothing's being asked of you, right?
Right.
It's just a random message.
Right.
And, you'll just take care of it when you walk in the door, right?
Pretty much.
Showing opposing counsel what's been marked as states proposed 379.
All right, again, testimony from the defendant from yesterday. He's due back on the stand. I'm looking at the court there. They had a bit of a break. Still just looking at the lovely seal of the state of Nevada. So we expect him back on the stand any moment. Let's squeeze in a break. We'll be right back to Law and Crime.